When it comes to training your back, it's more than just doing the same 2 or 3 exercises all the time. It's about having a variety of exercises with different body positions and arm angles, because every single exercise has its own drawbacks and benefits. So in this video, I have 3 exercises that you can add to your arsenal to get your back looking bigger, wider, stronger, and more defined. So let's get started. We're gonna start with the chest supported row with a neutral grip. This is gonna target more the lats because it's gonna force us to have our elbows tucked in a little bit more, and anytime you have your elbows tucked in while you're working your back, you target more of the lats. Now as you're doing this exercise, make sure the chest support is on your chest first. You wanna make sure you have your neck and back all in one line. Make sure your feet are firm on that platform, and before you start pulling, make sure your arms are straight. Keep those shoulders down, and then you want to start bending those elbows as much as possible and squeeze and bring those shoulder blades together, and then bring your arms straight back out. Make sure as you're pulling, don't have your neck forward because that puts strain on your neck and back, and we don't want that. Make sure you have that neck back laid firm and tall on that platform, so that way your back is working as much as possible. Next, we're going to stay on the same platform, but this time we're just gonna change our grip to a prone grip. Now this is gonna force our elbows to be flared out a lot more, which means we're gonna be targeting more of the upper back. Now the same concepts and rules hold to this exercise as the previous one. Make sure that neck back is nice and straight, feet firm on the platform. Before you start pulling, make sure again that arm is straight. Keep those shoulders down. Don't crunch your neck. Don't have your neck forward. Make sure it's back. You want to be quote unquote standing tall while laying flat on that platform, so that way that back is working properly and as much as possible. Next, we're going to target more of the lats with some one arm rows. Now before you start doing this exercise, make sure you get in that good position, which is having that non-working arm straight, holding tight to that bench. Make sure that leg on the same side is on that bench for more stability. That opposite leg is straight with that foot firm on the ground. Now with that working arm, you want to make sure you keep that shoulder down. Make sure you have the weight off the ground before you start pulling. That working shoulder, make sure it's in place, locked in, ready to go. You don't want it loose, you want it to be firm and tight. Now when you start pulling, make sure you try to bring that shoulder blade and elbow as far back as possible. Squeeze while keeping that shoulder down. Don't crunch up your neck, because when you crunch up your neck, you lose range of motion. And then when you lower, that working arm is straight, but also at the same time make sure that weight never touches the ground when you bring that weight back down, because when you put the weight on the ground and it touches the ground, you lose that tension, and we don't want that. The only time we want to lose tension is when that set is over. Next, we're going to stay on that bench to work more the upper back with some Y's, T's, and I's. For this exercise, you can use a physio ball if you want, but for this purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to be on the bench. Now, if you're on the bench, you can have your feet on the ground or off the ground to make it a little bit harder if you want. Now, when you perform this exercise, either with no weight or weight, because this exercise, you will not need a lot of weight for 5 or 10 pounds max. Make sure you keep those shoulders down. Raise your arms as much as possible, so that way there's a good nice contraction. And then when you're performing your T's, make sure you bring those shoulder blades as much as possible together, so that way again, nice good contraction, so that way the muscles working as much as possible, so that way there's more potential for muscle growth. Now if you're getting value out of this video, please subscribe, turn on that bell, leave a comment down below, because here on this channel we try to empower people at home and nutrition and at the gym with the goal of building muscle. So if you like that, again, please subscribe, and always remember to make your mirrors your canvas, waste your paintbrush, sweat your paint, and may your drawing always be beautifully unfinished. And RYF, RYW.